All right, let's see what we've got here. So Knight of Cups, the dreamer, right? This is someone who's very, he gets called all sorts of things. Delusional romantic. That, he's full of shit. Some people say about the Knight of Cups. That's not the point. That's not his job. He's not there to provide you with solutions. He's not there to further kind of a practical cause and stuff. That's why we have the Knight of Pentacles. That's why we have the King of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups, he is the dreamer. He comes up with the dream. And you'll be amazed how many people that I read for and they get the Knight of Cups because they've forgotten how to dream, or they don't have the guts to dream, or, it's just like, none of my dreams have come true. So what's the point? That even dreaming feels like it's too difficult. It's too hard. It just feels like you're setting yourself up for failure. There is never failure when he shows up. He is the very embodiment of success. That's what the King of Pentacles is. So let's forget that right now. If there had been something like, I don't know, Seven of Cups or anything kind of more difficult coming up around the Knight of Cups, that's how we read the tarot. The energy on its own doesn't mean shit. It's what's the flavor of it? It changes. This is what I'm saying. This is like how big, there's kind of 1 in a million, and you see shows on this person, like the true story behind blah, blah, blah. Because it's like, how the hell did that person do that? How did they do that? Because they had a dream. They were not deterred by it. They might not have had the practical steps behind it. They might have not had anything. All they had was a dream. It's kind of strange because what came to mind is, Sylvester Stallone, before he wrote Rocky, he had nothing. He was no one. All he had was this story that he had written. And that's what this feels like. Look at Sylvester Stallone today. Look at the Rocky franchise. I mean, we've got Creed 2 coming out. Excited about that. Coming out at the end of this month. But, it's that. It starts off with a dream, right? There's a post on my Instagram page, and it's Will Smith. And he says that he thinks to be a successful, people that are successful, whatever success means to you, having the family that you want, the love life that you want, the business that you want, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. He said you have to be kind of delusional. You have to believe that, yes, for a million years, people haven't been able to do this, but I can do this. I can do this. Otherwise, no one would dream. No one would dream. If we went just by like precedent of what's happened before, a million people failed at this. And it's like, well, I can be that 1,000,001 that won't fail. That's the energy that's coming in. I don't know if you can tell. I feel very kind of hyped up by your reading. It's like, yeah, I've got this dream. I've got this dream. The magic continues. We have the Magician coming up here. And think about it. That's his whole job. He's the alchemist. He turns base metals into gold. This is the Rainmaker, the Magician. We have him here. And the whole thing with the Magician is, he channels, right? As above, so below. But he is the channel. I see communication with this card. So communication is key. But it's channeling whatever it is that you're trying to create. Knowing how to use your resources is with the Magician. Because he has the knowledge, the lemniscate above his head. He has the tools on the table, right? What's he going to do with them? He knows. He knows. He has the knowledge. He has the tools. It's how he uses them. That's the point of the Magician. But before that, this is not about him using it. This is having the confidence to use it. Big time dreamer energy coming in. Big time Magician kind of magic energy coming in here. You can do it, Capricorn. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do this, because you can. You can. This is that kind of energy of the stars aligning and, that one shot in a million. Just, I was in the right place at the right time. It feels like that. It feels like that. But it all starts with a dream. And I want to be clear, as much as I'm saying the stars align and whatever, it's coming from you. You offer your cup forward. You direct whatever it is. You initiate that communication, or you decide, I have confidence. I'm going to go for this. What is confidence? Why do we need confidence? It's usually when we don't have any evidence that it will work, or that, we don't have the support that we need, but it's like, screw it. I can do it. I'm going to do this. If the only thing standing between myself and the other thing that I want or whatever is me, then that's it. It's mine. I know it's mine because I'm going to do this. And it feels like whatever this is, it's coming from a place of, I don't usually read the Hermit like this, but it is that energy of maybe like, retreating, dark night of the soul. When I was shuffling, I said that to you guys. It feels like you've been kind of, I don't know. It just feels like Capricorn's kind of been out away doing something. But this is it. The Hermit is, what do you want? It feels like you've really had to search. You've really had to look within. You know what your heart desires. You know what the dream is. Or you're coming to, sometimes we don't even have a fully formed dream. All we know is this is how I want to feel. Emotionally, this is what I have to offer. Emotionally, this is what I'd like to receive. I know how I want to feel. There's no logic involved in that. And have a look. There's no swords coming up for you. No swords coming up here. It's not about that because you've done that. The Hermit is where you've gone, taken a step back, looked at, how do I feel about this? This is a sense of self-empowerment. And I get the sense that, the Hermit comes in where maybe you were overwhelmed by what was going on with you. Maybe it was like, I don't know where I want to go, what I want to do. You were focusing on everything around you. What does so-and-so want? How are they acting? What am I getting from this job? What's, that? And so the Hermit's like, screw that. I'm not going to get anywhere by responding to what's around me. Very un-Capricorn-like, because earth signs are very much about the tangible. And this is the card for Virgo, but it's that very much doubled Virgo energy here, actually. But it's that stepping back. I can find the answer within myself. And yes, you did. Knight of Cups. You can have £1 million in the bank, guys, or $1 million, wherever you are, whatever your currency is. But, you can have $1 million in the bank. If you don't, and you say you want to do something with it, or I gave you $1 million to invest it or do something, you need that dream. And I feel like that's whatever this was, this Hermit period, this dark night of the soul, whatever you've been doing, soul searching, you've come out of it with a dream. You come out of it with, I want to feel like this. This is what I want. But that's just it. Most people would stop there and they torment themselves with that dream. Dreams become nightmares very quickly when we don't go for them. When they just become that thing of, I'll never have it. You're not doing that. You got the King of Pentacles in your present. That's you guys. That's you guys. And he's very successful. He's abundant. I always see he's a self-made man, He's worked for everything that he has. He's created it. Of course you're confident. You just have to rely on yourself. You get this done. And I think that's what it is. It's bridging the gap between this dream and what you can do. I want you to look in the mirror. I want you to say, I'm the bloody King of Pentacles or Queen of Pentacles or Knight of Pentacles, whoever you want to be. Pentacles. Remind yourself, I'm Capricorn. I can do this. I can do this because I'm represented by the goat. And the goat is the only one that can climb that mountain sometimes. No one else can. And I can do it. I always get to the top. But you get to the top through, your own efforts, your own hard work. That's what I mean. This is not about having a dream. I don't like it when the magician is seen as just the manifester. And we're manifesting all the time anyway. But this is about confidently channeling what it is. It's not just like, this is not, I'll wait and see what happens. Or I'll wait and no, this is what I want. I know what I want. I know what the dream is. And I'm going to make it happen as a channel. I know where to direct this. Even anger is useful. I can direct it here. Even that, when I feel love or romance or whatever, I know that's useful to me. I can direct it here. That's what the Pentacles people do. They see the value in stuff and they know how to use it to get what they want. To create what they want. To build what they want. He's always so abundant. Have a look. Look at all that greenery and all that abundance around him. Why does he have all that abundance? Because he shares it with people. He that's his thing. He's a traditionalist. So that's what I love about this combination. That's why I got so excited when I saw the Knight of Cups. This is the dreamer, right? This is that dreamer energy. That we can write this person off like barefoot in the streets, kind of, I don't know, playing a ukulele or something. I don't know where that's coming from, but that kind of energy. And this is that kind of corporate boss, right? But they're one in the same here. Magic happens with that. Now, where does that lead? I kind of get the sense that this is what's causing you to pause at the dream. Because this wouldn't be coming up if you were literally moving in that direction. The readings are here to show you what is possible. This is the energy that you have to go play with, to work with this week. And the future card here, it's a projection from where you are. And it's almost as if you look at it and you think, oh God, I could do this. I could do this. I'm going to end up having to carry all of this. It's going to be extra on my plate. Now, I could do it. I could take on another project. I could have that relationship, you know, on top of what I'm studying or on top of what I'm working on or whatever, but it's just going to be too much. But that's a projection. Yeah, have some fun. We have the Knight of Wands, bloody hell. I love the Knight of Wands. So you have 2 knights. Think about it. The knights, well, you have 3 knights, sorry. The only knight that's missing now is the Knight of Swords. That's the communication aspect. And that's why the Magician is here. I feel like communication is going to be key. But the knights progress situations. They're not the kings and queens for a reason. The kings and queens, they've learned whatever they need to learn. They're sat on their thrones. But it's almost that thing of, if you want a job done right, I'll do it myself. You know, that I'll get stuck in, I'll do it. But I don't feel like you have to do this all by yourself. I think you're turning everything into that it's going to be another noose around my neck. That's what the 10 of Wands feels like. But it doesn't have to be. If you have the knowledge, if you have all the tools, then you know how to direct it, right? How to channel this. Now, this could be the sense that if you're working on a project, you're not making the best use out of all the people at your disposal. And I don't want to hear it. They might not be able to do it as well as you can. But how do you know? That's your assumption. Give people the chance. Even if they fail, you know, that's on them. But at least you gave them a chance to do it. Because right now, that's what all you can see is more work for yourself. More work for yourself. If this is a relationship, you know, of course you can bring everything. I mean, everyone needs some fun. Think about it, it's balance. The dream, the action, the work. It's all of that. The Magician, I think, is the communication aspect. So you almost have everything covered. But it's if you use all of those elements, if you use all of those things. The Knight of Wands does not care about results. He does not look ahead. He's about the moment. What am I doing right now? Where am I headed right now? What am I getting out of this experience right now? Ooh, you know, I'm passionate. I'm creative. What do I have to, what's my energy that I'd like to put out into the world? That's the point of this. That's the point of this. And that's why I'm not surprised we have the Knight of Pentacles as the advice. You planned long enough, Capricorn. We have the Hermit here. We have the Hermit here. There's never going to be a perfect plan. There's never going to be a perfect plan. And you know what? If it was this way around, that would be a completely different story. Then this is that it's a time to go slowly, pace yourself, plan ahead. You know, that's the Knight of Pentacles energy as the underlying. And then the advice there is, you know, be more practical. Don't be the dreamer. It's not saying that. The whole point of this week, the underlying energy of the week is make the dream happen. Be the magician. Let this magic happen. Enjoy the experience of it. Don't kind of think ahead and kind of talk yourself out of it by saying, well, it's going to be that much and I don't know. You will have it. And that's the Knight of Pentacles. Yes, he goes slowly, but he moves. It is about taking action. It is time to move forward now on this Hermit energy. Because the Hermit, you know, this is taking a step. Nothing moves or changes with the Hermit. It's about looking within. Every answer we seek is within us. And, you know, oh gosh, dropping cards here. If you have a look in his lantern, he has a star in there. That's a star of hope. I kind of feel like you've had to go off and find your hope. You've had to go off and find your hope. That's led to this dream now. And yeah, you know, do the kind of Capricorn thing. No one's telling you not to be an earth sign about it.